You get busy, you get focused, you get driven, and you assume that people are just going to stay around just because you're you. That's not true. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Most advice given to people in their 20s is soft. Follow your passion. Everything will work out just fine. Just be yourself. And it sounds good, but it doesn't hold up under pressure. So I've been thinking about it. What would I, someone who is 32, actually tell someone who is in their 20s? If I wanted them to be ready for a real life. If the goal is to be a competent person, a good person. Not inspired, but someone who is prepared for life's difficulties. This isn't a list of life hacks. This is a set of things that tend to reveal themselves throughout life the hard way. If you're lucky. If not, you have to earn them. You have to earn these lessons, as I did with many of these also. So let's get into the list. Number 1, do what you think is right and accept the cost. This is the classic dichotomy of accepting the outcome. Just focus on doing the right thing and accept the outcome. You do not get to control how things turn out. You just don't. It's not up to you. You can make the right call, the right decision, for the right reasons, and you can still take a hit. Reputation, opportunity, relationships. Sometimes, even doing the right thing will result in damage to one of these things, or all of them. That's the part that no one tells you. People always say, do the right thing. But they don't tell you what it might cost. Because every action has a cost, and every inaction has a cost. So here's the truth. Integrity is expensive. Yes, it is. Nobody said, no Stoic ever said, that if you do the right thing, that everything will be perfect for you. No, integrity has a cost. But the alternative is much worse. Meaning, if you do the wrong thing, you will pay. Just in a different way and in a worse way. This is somewhat a decision between sometimes bad and worse. So, integrity does have a cost. Once you start negotiating with yourself, once you start doing things that are not right, it's a very slippery slope. And you don't really stop. Because if you can justify it once, you can justify it twice and 100 times. Lesson number 2. Be dangerous, but leave room for the human. In your 20s, you're building. You're building your career. You're building your body, probably if you're in the gym, and your health, the health of your body. Ultimately, you're building your identity, who you are as a person, what your character consists of. And if you're a serious individual, you will push hard. But there is a trap here. You can become so focused on performance, on achievements, that you forget how to actually be a real person. Engineers, I'm talking to you. You stop listening, you rush people, you let relationships fall away, you treat relationships like they're in fact in the way of something else that you're trying to achieve. And here's the crazy thing about this. This actually works. For a while. For a while, you will achieve things and you will improve and you will get better and you will move up in the world. Until you look up one day and you realize that you've built something, but there's nobody else around to enjoy it with you. And what you'll find as you get older is that humanity piece, the togetherness, that is vital to flourishing, to happiness. So the balance is this: build edge, not armor. Meaning, become competent, become strong, become someone who can do a lot of things and do them well. But don't build armor to keep people out. Don't build up walls to keep people out. You want to be capable, sharp, reliable under pressure, but not at the cost of being a person that nobody else can relate to or even talk to. Lesson number 3. Leadership gets lonelier. Prepare for that. Even if you're not looking to move up in an organization as an official leader, you are a leader as a Stoic, someone who wishes to do well in the world and do good things in the world. But early on, when you're a junior, you're part of the group. You're part of the family. Then slowly, you're not. Slowly, as you move up in the world, as you move up the hierarchy, or as you maybe take yourself a bit more seriously and you take on more responsibility, even if you have the same title, you perhaps get promoted. Something shifts. You can't say everything you think anymore. You can't trust everyone the same way. And not everyone is happy for you. I remember as a young engineer, as a young person in the workplace, I remember feeling like everybody was supporting me. Like the whole team had my back. Like everyone wanted me to be successful. It's a little different now. Sure, you have those people, but you also have a lot of people who are jealous, who don't want you to be where you are, who don't want to report into you, who don't want you having that position, that bigger salary, whatever it might be. Not everyone is going to be happy for you as you move up. And no one really prepares you for that part of leadership. So when it happens, some people think that, well, something must be wrong, but that is not right. This is very normal. That is the cost of responsibility. The cost of responsibility is often loneliness. If you don't build an internal compass, if you don't build integrity, you're going to start bending to that pressure, and then you become a poor leader. Lesson number 4, you don't need certainty. You just need the ability to decide. Most people wait. They want more information. They want more assurances. They want more confidence. They want more everything before they actually make the decision. But the truth is, you rarely get all of the information before making a decision. At some point, you simply have to act. Whether that be taking a new job, whether that be switching training programs, whether that be deciding to get into a relationship with a person, make the best decision you can with what you have and stand behind it. Decisiveness beats hesitation, especially when things are unclear. There are a lot of dead squirrels on the side of the road that could not make a decision, left or right. They stayed in the middle and they got ran over. You can always adjust later. You can always cross that road later. But you can't recover time spent avoiding the call. It's wasted time, period. Lesson number 5. Comfort is a quiet form of decay. This one doesn't feel dramatic. This one is subtle. This isn't like a big thing that happens one day. It's subtle. It looks like skipping a workout, letting your standard slide just a little bit, taking the easier route, just this once. Nothing breaks immediately. Comfort creeps in on you slowly, but over time, it'll soften you. It'll soften your body, your discipline, your expectations. And then one day you look up and you think, well, how the hell did I get here? How did I get into sleeping until 9 every day? How did I get to showing up to work late? How did I get to staying up late at night watching TV? How did I get here? Well, you got there one decision at a time, one tiny little slip at a time. Not saying that you need to be perfect. However, you have to know what your standard is, and you have to aim at that all the time. And do your best to not let yourself slip. So understand this. This is an incredibly wise thing to know. If you want to be above average, you will be below average in comfort. Nobody who has achieved anything is living an average comfort life. It doesn't exist. There's no way around it. Hey there. Let me thank you for being a listener to this ad-free podcast. If you enjoy the podcast, there are a few things you can do to help me out. A 5-star review on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this really does help, and it's free. You can also sign up for my Substack newsletter or Patreon. Substack free gets each episode emailed to you along with the transcripts in the form of an article. You'll also get access to my live talks, followed by a Q&A afterward. Substack Premium supporters and my patrons on Patreon get access to the recordings and a brief article of those Q&A sessions, access to full episodes of the Paradoxically Speaking podcast, my Steps to Success interview series, Stoic meditations, and much more. Links to Substack and Patreon can be found in the show notes. Lesson number 6, train your body like your life depends on it, because it does. Your life does depend on it. Not just physically, obviously working out and lifting weights and going on runs, all that stuff is great for making a strong body. However, a strong body changes how you handle stress, how you think, how you carry yourself when things get hard. Your body, when it is weak, well, guess what? Everything feels heavier. When it's strong, you can absorb more. You have more confidence. You can hold your head high. You can actually maintain an upright posture when you have a strong body. Now, pressure doesn't disappear. You just become more capable of holding it. And let me ask you this question. If you go into the gym and you see someone squatting 400 pounds and you're looking at your weight going, okay, well, I'm squatting 200 pounds. What do you wish for there? Do you wish that you lower the weight on the bar and make the load easier? Or do you wish for yourself to become stronger so that you can eventually lift 300 pounds and 400 pounds? Strength is what you wish for, not an easier life. You wish for strength to endure a hard one. Lesson number 7. Money won't save you, but not having it will stress you. This sounds very paradoxical because the Stoics say, of course, that money is a preferred indifferent. People swing too far on this, though. People either think that money doesn't matter at all, or that it matters too much, that it's everything, and both are wrong. Money will not make you happy. Money will not give you meaning in life. Money will not take away that depression that you have. It just simply won't, and if you're telling yourself that, you need to work on that. It won't fix deeper psychological issues. However, if you don't have enough, it will create pressure on you, a different kind of pressure, the kind that follows you around. So the goal is simple. It's not build, a $300 million net worth. It's not become a billionaire. It's simply build financial stability so money isn't the problem that you're solving every day. Sure, money is a preferred indifferent, but you don't want to be in the case where you wake up in the morning and you don't know where you're going to get money for the next meal. Lesson number 8. People matter, but they won't fight to stay in your life. Oh God, I wish I knew this as a younger man. This is a hard one to accept, but you get busy, you get focused, you get driven, and you assume that people are just going to stay around just because you're you. That's not true. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they won't. And it's not because they don't care. It's not because they don't love you. It's because relationships require effort on both sides. You cannot expect someone else to put in all the work while you get to put in no work. That's not how this works. No one owes you a damn thing when it comes to relationships. You get what you put in. So if you want connection, earn it through how you show up to that relationship, be it a friendship or a romantic relationship. Not through what you achieve, but how you're showing up for that person. Lesson number 9. You can be right and still lose. You can make a good decision based on logic, experience, good intent. You can have the best intentions in the world and still end up with a bad outcome. That's life. The mistake is thinking that means you did something wrong. That's not true. Sometimes you didn't. Sometimes you did everything perfectly, but the result just is not there. You are responsible for your actions, not the results. Focus on that. If you can hold that line, I focus on what I do, not what happens, you'll stay steady when things don't go your way. Lesson number 10. Don't build a life you need to escape from. How many people build lives that they just don't like. They take jobs they don't like. They travel to back and forth to work 2 hours a day or an hour a day, and they hate their life. This one sneaks up on people because people chase excitement. They chase the new job title, the new money, the status, the stimulation, and they overlook the simple things: routine, stability, shared time. The kind of life that might look boring from the outside, but here's the shift. What feels boring now might be what you'll fight to protect later. Think about that. When you retire, what are you going to look forward to? Probably a lot of the basic things that you're taking for granted right now. So be careful what you dismiss. Lesson number 11. Most people are guessing, including the ones in charge. When you're younger, you assume that everybody has everything figured out. But let me tell you, my experience in this matter is that they don't. They might have more experience, they might have better pattern recognition and be able to figure things out quicker, but they don't have certainty. Certainty is very rare. And once you see that, it changes things. I remember being a young engineer in first year, looking at the graduates in year 5, thinking, man, these guys know what they're doing. They figured it out. But then when I went and I graduated university, I felt like I had nothing figured out. That's normal. But it took me that time to understand that when you're looking at someone and you think they know what they're doing, they probably don't. They're probably just like you, figuring it out as they go. You stop waiting for someone else to have answers when you realize this, and you simply get the answers yourselves. You take responsibility for finding your own answers. Lesson number 12. Your mind will turn on you under pressure. Train it early. This is the one that catches people off guard. You think success will make things easier, but it does not. Sometimes it makes things heavier. You have more responsibility. You have more people looking at you. You have more consequences for poor actions. And your mind responds. You overthink. You doubt yourself. You replay decisions at 2 o'clock in the morning. You have imposter syndrome. So don't wait until that happens to start working on it. Learn to steady your mind before life gives you a reason to. Because when the pressure comes, you won't rise to the occasion if you haven't trained for this. You'll fall back on your preparation. In closing, none of what I've said is complicated, but it's not easy either. Simple, yet difficult to implement. It's just weight, responsibility, pressure, trade-offs, reality. And the goal isn't to avoid responsibility, pressure, trade-offs. It's to become someone who can carry it. Don't ask for an easy life. Ask for the strength to endure a difficult one. Not perfectly, because you're never going to endure it perfectly, but consistently throughout time. Do what you think is right and let that be enough.